Maybe they do a lot of different things and open it up into rotation. But Nashville will be in the mix for anything the SEC does, in my opinion, moving forward.
I had an SEC official tell me years ago, off the record, he didn't want to be named, but he says, truthfully, he said they would prefer as a league, the SEC as a conference, to be in Tampa because they have a theme park, there's more golf. But he says the fans overwhelmingly pick Nashville because of one thing only, Vince. He said walkability. You could walk out of the arena, walk to your hotel, walk to the restaurants, versus you really can't do that, especially in Atlanta. And, they said it became harder to do that at some of the other venues.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I'll tell you what has been an issue for the league in Nashville. I think why it took them so long to get media days in Nashville, and it's something that I'm sure impacts the regular fan that wants to go to these events, is the pricing. And so the SEC, it took them a while before they could negotiate to get those media rates down to where they could do it, to where the media would afford to do it, because you don't want to hold a media event and then outprice your media. So they were trying to, and look, we all know what those rates are with the hotels and stuff. So I'm sure it is incredibly expensive for fans, and then you don't want to price your fans out. But man, the attendance here has been ridiculous. All the fan bases are represented, and that's going to be a tougher argument against Nashville when people are still coming out to support this event.
What's your gut feeling? You think Tennessee gets it done?
I don't know if I would put it in the gut feeling category because I don't have that strong of a conviction on it. I mean, I filled in on the morning show, and I said Tennessee. We saw them play well last night, but man, it's a toss-up with this team. I think just like Alabama would probably make adjustments to Tennessee's physicality if they meet again and probably have more success, I think Tennessee will have adjustments to what Missouri had success with the first time at Thompson Bowling Arena. I don't know that you're beating this team twice when you're Missouri, because I don't know that Missouri's on that level. Now, I know Kentucky did it, but I think this team still has plenty of really good players, and the way Tennessee is, the way they're able to have toughness, but if the game is officiated loosely, I think it's the Tennessee's advantage. And Missouri's played great, and they still are an excellent team. But I don't know about gut, hunch, guess, flip of a coin. I mean, it's something in that category, I guess, and go to Tennessee. But not, like I said, I'm not running to my local or any wagering outlet to back that up.
Missouri has hit the floor. Tennessee is coming out of the locker room and heading down the tunnel now. So should be a good one. Vinny, appreciate the visit as always, and we'll certainly talk to you on the show on Monday.
Yeah, looking forward to these games. Are coming fast and furious. We had so many interviews in the locker room yesterday. It's like, all right, outdated now because here we are playing again. But doing our best. But good to talk to you guys. I appreciate you.
All right, that is Vince Ferrara, 99.1 The Sports Animal, covering the SEC basketball tournament and, of course, covering the Vols here in Nashville at Bridgestone Arena. Tennessee and Missouri are both out on the court warming up, and they're going to set the tip here probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes. We'll open it up the rest of the hour, 615-844-5600. If you want to get in with us, you can do so. You're listening to the McFarland Show here on Nashville Sports Radio.
Are you tired of your current vehicle? Maybe looking for a new or pre-owned vehicle? Hey guys, it's Zach. Hayes Nissan of Rivergate is the best choice for your vehicle needs. Located at 1550 Gallatin Pike North in Madison, Hayes Nissan of Rivergate has been serving the Middle Tennessee community for over 3 decades. That gives you confidence that Hayes Nissan of Rivergate can find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and your budget. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff will make sure you are taken care of. I should know because I've seen it firsthand. Every vehicle I've purchased has been from Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, and I love the entire process. Now, I don't want you to forget about their award-winning parts and service department. It has everything you need to get you back on the road. Go visit them on the web at nissanofrivergate.com. They're open there 24/7, 365 days a year. Or give them a call at 615-865-7220. Again, that number is 615-865-7220. That's Hayes Nissan of Rivergate, where your dollar always goes farther.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Golfers, tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops for the hottest new arrivals from TaylorMade, featuring the Stealth 2 woods and irons. The new Stealth 2 woods combine speed and forgiveness to unlock forgiveness, and the new Stealth HD irons deliver high launch with draw bias to give you the confidence to expect better shots more often. Swing into Edwin Watts Golf Shops and get custom fit today. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, unmatched expertise, unmatched service.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that'll bring your baseball memories to life. Connect with events that have shaped and changed the game and our country. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your visit today at baseballhall.org.
The Jim Rome Show.
I get a lot of vacation. I understand that. However, I don't take a lot of sick days. These things are not one and the same. That was not like I worked 8 straight days or I worked Super Bowl Sunday. I think I'll give myself a day off. I earned it. Hey, and by the way, I could because I have those days. I pride myself in not taking sick days. I hate that. We usually grind through it. But honestly, it was the right thing. In that case, it was the right thing.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays 11 to 2 on Nashville's Sports Radio.
The McFarland Show, streaming live on the WNSR app and on WNSR.com.
Okay, we got loaded lines. Want to talk to you. Vandy Baseball, so we're the last live show today.
Yeah.
4:15 is pregame for Vandy Baseball, 4:30 first pitch. So you got us until 4 o'clock. 615-844-5600. You can watch us every day. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Darren and Justin here with you. Cousin Devlin is alongside, and we've got loaded lines. Let's start things off with Eric. Eric, you're first up. What's up?
Hey, can you hear me, guys?
Gotcha.
Well, something's going on weird just happened a minute ago. I thought my phone switch was dropped. I heard this weird sound on my phone. I don't know what it was. But anyway, guys, the next few days is going to be weird. So this time Monday, we're going to know who's in the NCAA tournament and who's out. And a lot of people, I guess Sunday, as we're getting down closer to it, and on Monday, people are going to be comparing resumes of teams of who they think should have got in, who they didn't think should have got in, all that stuff. I don't know what the updated things are, guys, but this is what I heard what the thing was as of this morning. You probably saw it what Lenardi had. He had his last 4 in. He had Rutgers, Pittsburgh, Utah State, and Arizona State.
Mm-hmm.
As his first 4 out, he had Oklahoma State, Clemson, which that's surprising. They're 23-9, but he still didn't have them in, Nevada and Wisconsin. At his next 4 out, he had North Carolina, Vanderbilt, Michigan, and Oregon.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens. This is just me. I definitely think North Carolina, Michigan, and Oregon, in my opinion, they're out. I think Nevada's out. I kind of would be surprised Wisconsin got it, but who knows. the one I'm kind of surprised at is Clemson. But do you notice two other things, guys? According to him, he's got both, I believe, Mississippi State and Arkansas in, which were considered bubble teams, which means the SEC would probably get in 8 teams. Now, I don't know if that changes since Mississippi State lost to as bad as they did. Maybe they go back to where they're last 4 in. But the interesting thing about Mississippi State, they were last 4 in before Vanderbilt last Saturday, and Joe Lenard still had them last 4 in. So I don't understand all that. It is what it is, but we'll see. But, guys, it definitely tells me Vanderbilt has got to beat Kentucky tonight, because if they don't, I think they're done for.
Yeah.
And even if they beat Kentucky and lose the next game, there's still no guarantee that they're in. I think it would be like 50-50, but I think the chance is a lot better if they can get to the SEC championship game, but we'll see what happens.
What it does, Eric, if they beat Kentucky, it will allow, if they get snubbed, it will allow us on this show, this station, and this market to really bellyache and say, Vanderbilt got hosed. Because, look, they got 20 wins. That would be 13 conference wins and 20 on the year. I mean, you got to be kidding me. And Stackhouse was SEC co-coach of the year, and you get left out?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I'm not saying I don't have a problem with that.
I know. I'm just saying if they can win tonight, which I don't know, man. Tell me which Kentucky team is showing up, and I could give you a better prediction, but I don't have a clue what Kentucky team is going to show up. I'm saying if they are able to beat Kentucky again with that resume, no matter what happens on Saturday or Sunday, it'll allow this market to bellyache if they get snubbed.
Yeah, you're right. But the one thing I think it's also interesting is going to be Clemson, because I think a lot of fans will be upset too if they lose, because they're like 23-9 right now, and they're third in their conference. But
who'd they play? I mean, I haven't looked at what was their out-of-conference schedule. Was it really, really, really soft?
Yeah, that's the thing we argue about. It may have been, and it also may have been the same thing with like Arizona State, because that's another team people have talked about whether or not they deserve to be in or not. Some have said Pitt, so it's going to be interesting to see all this stuff. But I will say one thing. One of the things, and I understand the net and all that type of stuff, and I agree with you guys about sometimes that can get ridiculous about how they do net and all this type of stuff. But one of the things that for years bothered me, and it still kind of bothers me, is like, for instance, teams that only have like one bid leagues. They can have fantastic years, but if they get unset in the tournament, then they're basically done. And they don't get no shot. And you've got teams that are either under 500 or have single-digit wins, can get on a roll in the tournament, and they'll get the automatic bid. But that's unfortunate what agreed to, whether it's right, wrong, or fair. It's unfortunate the way it is, because I remember a couple years where Belmont got left out. A lot of people were upset about that. In fact, I remember one year where Dick Vitale was screaming that Belmont got left out. I think it was the year they either were like 25th or 26th or something like that, where they were votes for them to be in the tournament, but they lost in the conference tournament, and they didn't get invited to the NCAA tournament because a lot of people thought their non-conference schedule was good.
Let me tell you, there's an example here right now. Let me tell you, Rick Enzel and MTSU, that ladies program, if they don't win the conference tournament, which I think they will, but if they don't, it's not guaranteed at all. And they absolutely, you look at their resume, they deserve an at-large, and I don't know if they'll get in. I don't know.
Yeah, but especially with a lot of these conferences, they're getting large amounts of teams. But like I said, I think the Big 12 will probably get 10 teams. The SEC, it looks like now they'll get 8. You've got the Big 10 that may get 8 or 9 teams. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, guys. I would love to see Vanderbilt. I'd be happy for Stackhouse, but unfortunately, it is what it is. And that's one of the reasons that Belmont left, because they wanted to go to a league where you get more than one team. I mean, I hated the fact that they left and not playing TSU anymore, because I got a lot of connections to both those schools. But it's one of the reasons they left that conference to go to a conference that takes more than one team. And under those circumstances, you can't blame them. Yep. Guys, good to talk to you.
Thank you,
Y'all
Eric.
take care, and I guess we'll talk to you Monday and see what happens.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it.
615-844-5600 from Eric to Nate. Nate, what's up?
What's up, guys? Help me understand this. I was watching the Tennessee game yesterday, and what are players doing catching the ball, not necessarily at the top of the key, but outside of the three-point arc, taking one dribble and then picking it up and having to pivot? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I haven't noticed it myself.
You have noticed that yourself?
I have not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't really thought about it, Nate, to be honest.
Because, I mean, it just seems like, I mean, it seems it's probably obvious, you know, how I just said it, but it just, you just put yourself at a disadvantage. You bounce the ball once, pick it up, pivot, try to pass it. You can't, and, yeah, it just potentially goes downhill from there. I don't know. I just saw that a lot yesterday, and I was like, what are they doing?
I think the one thing that really jumped out to me is Vanderbilt. Speaking of, this is not, I'm just kind of pivoting from what Nate's bringing. Their ball movement is impressive. I love their motion. I love their offense. I mean, going back to Jerry Stack, like, this is a byproduct. I've been telling everybody, my observation, Jerry Stackhouse is not a ball roller. He is a coach. Their offense, I think, philosophy. Is well put together.
Yeah, they have a philosophy.
Really is.
They know what they want to do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And they're very effective. And part of that is their motion and their passing. That I like the flow of their offense.
Yeah, their offense looks better than Tennessee's.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Even with Ziegler.
100%. No doubt. But Tennessee also looks better on defense.
Yeah.
That's why I said if you can merge the two, you'd have a powerhouse team. Yeah.
Well, too bad you can't, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think you can do it.
It work that way.
Yep. Yeah, have a great weekend, guys. Enjoy the game.
Thank you, Nate. Appreciate it.
Thank
hey,
you.
One thing I wanted to bring up very quickly before we move on here is the last time Vanderbilt got into the NCAA tournament was the 2016-2017 season. They lost in the first round, but their record when they got in was 19-15, and they were 10-8 in their conference. Now, I know every year is different. And I know because you got different teams who did different things, the schedules are different. I'm just putting that out there. Last time they got in the 16-17 season, they were 19-15 with a 10-8 record in their conference.
Not all seasons are created equal.
Yes, very aware.
Yep. Let's go to Tony. Tony, you're up next. Welcome in.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm going to tell you what. First of all, Joe Lunardi, he's a punk.
Man, why you got to be a punk, though, Tony?
Wow.
I mean, punk is strong, man. Like, what did he do
Hey,
to become
bro,
a punk
he's
all of a
a
sudden?
punk.
Like, man.
Whoever made him god of basketball, he's a punk.
Oh, you on the Mel
I'll tell you who. It's called the Four-Letter Network. ESPN.
You on that Mel Kiper.
That's who made it.
Oh, I know all that crap. Joe Lunardi's God, basketball God. So, you know what, guys? We've been talking about it 4 weeks. Well, today is D-Day. This is the day. Vanderbilt wins tonight. They're in. I'm a firm believer. I just do. Eric, I know you've crossed over from your NFL guru stuff, and now you're the Eric of basketball. I love it. The man does his research. So, and you know what? You were talking, Darren, you were talking about their ball movement. Their ball movement is really quick, it's fast. But then when it hits Studi's hands, I don't care where he's at, he's putting it up.
Oh, you
and
and
that's
the Studi guy.
Hey, nobody ever accused him of being scared.
Oh, man.
Hey, hell no. He was 1 for 9 last night. 20 minutes with 3 rebounds, 1 for 9. That's why Stack's setting him more and more.
Oh, gosh.
And, I mean, seriously, guys, I mean, I went back and looked at his stats last night. They're really dropping. Really. I know everybody says, well, he leads Vanderbilt in three-point shooting. He should. He took 192 of them on the season.
Tony, remind me to stay on your good side, Tony, because you know, when you don't like somebody, Tony, you really don't like somebody, man. You go for it.
Well, with me, Justin, you get what you get. I don't hide behind baseball. I come out, buddy. I let you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
And some people say, "Oh, don't call the players out." Well, guess what? They're grown men too. When they sign that contract, they're grown men. Guys, I want to bring 2 things up after talking about all this Vanderbilt stuff. Number 1, Justin, this is right down your alley. You're a man of knowledge.
Well, thank you, Tony.
Did you see what the WWE is doing?
Did I see what I try not to pay attention to what the WWE is doing, but What are they doing this time, Tony?
Darren, the WWE.
I know Darren hasn't seen anything the WWE is doing.
And they are contacting all the state gaming regulators who have betting, and they now want some of their scripted matches. Get that now. Scripted matches.
Oh, they can forget that noise.
Included in betting.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that
ain't going to happen.
No.
I can promise you that.
I thought, how in the world? Maybe Eric can find out on that. Maybe
ain't going to happen here. Tennessee's Attorney General is not playing that.
I will say this. I have not paid attention to wrestling since I was a kid growing up. And I did. And I used to go back in the day. The heyday of the Jerry Lawler, Bill Dundee.
Okay.
That whole crew, right?
Sure.
Jimmy Hart.
There you go.
But
North to South.
Yeah, and I know most of those guys are still doing it. They've
Some of
been
them
doing it forever.
Some of them are.
But I'll tell you a guilty pleasure. Have you guys ever checked out A&E? They do the biographies on
I've seen
the
them,
WWE legends.
Some dark stuff, man.
I have actually caught myself hooked on those things.
Man, some dark stuff in that.
Yeah,
it shows you the other side of it.
It does.
Yeah, one more thing, Tony.
And I've got one more thing for you. One more thing is I did a little research and looking. The Players' Championship this weekend, we were talking about a little bit of golf the other day. Guys, they got a $25 million purse this weekend on the Players' Championship. The winner will take home $4.5 million, and even all the way down to the top 24. The top 24. That individual will be paid almost, I think it's $240-something thousand. That's pretty good little paydays they're creating now.
That's weird.
That's that
it's like
restructuring.
It's like the PGA has raised their,
done some restructuring with the purse money.
Yeah.
It's not going to all the directors and all the golf courses.
Isn't that weird?
It's almost like they have competition.
Huh? Yeah. Isn't that weird?
They're great. Well, I'm gonna leave you guys. Have a great weekend.
Tony, you
Eric,
too.
Do some research on that wrestling scripted shows, and let's see what happens. Let's hope Vandy Sunday night is in the thing. They got to take care of business tonight, and they are in the house.
I love it. Thank you, Tony. Have a great weekend.
Thanks,
Tennessee and Missouri tied at 6. 5 minutes into that one. We'll take a break, come back with more of the McFarland Show. We'll do that next.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Bundling car and renter's insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already doing it. But who? Look for the signs. Chances are they live in a home and have a car. They use money and enjoy having more of it. They probably drink lots of lemonade. Lemonade. And they've probably said something suspicious like, "I'm bundling with Geico," or "Stop spying on me with those binoculars." If so, you may want to ask them how easy it was to bundle with Geico. Bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbors.
Welcome to Smashville. Join us at Bridgestone Arena coming up Thursday, March 16th for St. Patrick's Day as your Nashville Predators take on the Chicago Blackhawks. Make sure you purchase the special St. Patty's Day pack. It's presented by Corner Pub, and it's available now at NashvillePredators.com/tickets. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets. The pack includes 2 tickets to the game, $20 in Nash cash, and $1 lucky 1 Scotch ales at downtown Corner Pub, starting at just $129. Let's go, Preds!
Five-state forecast.
Your exclusive national sports radio, WNSR Sky Scan forecast. For today, we'll have increasing amounts of sunshine with a high of 56. It'll be partly cloudy tonight, the low 34. Saturday, time to clouds and sun, high 56. Showers likely Sunday. Utilizing the resources of the WeatherBug Network on National Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's meteorologist, Jim Rinaldi.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
It's the afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
When you picked up your first girl in college or at the bar, what do you do for every girl you meet after that? You do the same thing. You're just like, this works. So for Abel, he's like, well, we just have to keep trying to get back to this. So it makes sense to me.
That's why every time you go up to a girl at the bar, you're just like, please, 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 please. It just worked that one
The
time.
afternoon stretch. Afternoon stretch with Zach Williams and Bruno Reagan.
You're listening to The McFarland Show live on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
My gut feeling right now is the Tennessee-Missouri game will not be an 86-85 final.
Yeah.
It's 12-9, and they're
a little tight.
They're almost 8 minutes in.
They're a little tight.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be 86-85.
There's some pressing going on.
Yeah, I'm going to say if you get to 60, you're probably winning this game.
Yeah, that's possible.
86-85, it will not be.
I've seen a couple of monster dunks by Missouri, but that hasn't broken Tennessee's spirit at all. And, they continue. Missouri's getting suffocated by this defense from Tennessee, which has been the case all year for them. This is what they've been doing. So Tennessee's remaining true to form, and, we'll see if they can score enough points here to keep their distance from Missouri. They're up 3 right now with 12:25 to go.
First game today in the quarterfinal action at Bridgestone Arena. It was all Alabama. The 1 seed takes care of business, 72-49 over Mississippi State. Tomorrow they'll be the first game at noon, and they will face the winner of this current one, Tennessee and Missouri. Tonight in the nightcap. By the way, these 2 games are on ESPN, and then, I don't know if you noticed, but the nightcap games
SEC Network.
go to SEC Network.
That's because ESPN's showing something else in their primetime spot. Probably, Big Ten or ACC or something.
Or NBA. Every time. The reason I said this is because I've noticed a lot lately going there.
You're right.
Tonight it'll be Arkansas and Texas A&M. Of course, Arkansas beat Auburn. Well, they tried to give that one away last night, didn't they? They were up 15 late. And the next thing you know, here comes the fighting Bruce Pearls. And didn't they take the lead, or they tied it, or
they got
maybe
close.
cut it to 1?
I don't think they led in it.
Yeah, they were within a bucket.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough, and they fall 76-73. I got to be honest. This Auburn team, they're going the wrong way, and they've been going the wrong way for a good while now. I just don't. I don't think they're very good.
Well, we'll see what the committee thinks.
They're going to get in, but they're not very good. I don't think.
Well, if they get in, what do they get in as? Do they get in as are they the 5-12? Oh no, you're going 9. Okay,
yeah, I'm going 8-9 matchup.
You're going 8-9. Whew. Okay. Yeah, those 8-9 things can go either way.
I mean, I don't know.
That gets you anybody. 8-9.
Maybe I'm being too up, but I'm not. I am far from a believer.
Yeah.
And I think Bruce Pearl is a fantastic coach.
Oh, clearly.
And his players play hard, and they've made magical runs, but I don't think the magical run is this year.
Yeah.
I just don't see it.
Yeah. By the way, ESPN decided to go with the Big 12 tournament tonight.
The Big 12's tonight?
Yeah,
okay.
They decided to go Iowa State, Kansas.
So Arkansas, A&M, and then Vanderbilt, Kentucky in the nightcap. Vanderbilt beat LSU 77-68. So I tell you what, this is. And tomorrow will be, by the way, fantastic. If it's Alabama, Tennessee, and
oh boy,
let's say A&M and Kentucky or Vanderbilt, man, that atmosphere is gonna be nuts.
Going to be very electric. Very electric.
Very electric tomorrow.
And if Kentucky does lose tonight, there'll be plenty of tickets available tomorrow.
This is true.
Because the Kentucky fans are not going to stick around to watch Texas A&M against Vandy or something.
Nope.
So they're going back to Kentucky or going to a show or whatever. They're not going to play basketball. So if you want tickets to tomorrow's game for, a good price, you may find somebody in blue downtown and ask them, this is if Kentucky loses tonight, how they feeling about life, and offer them a couple of dollars.
And I am looking for two, so if anybody's got them, let me know.
There you go.
DMAC _Nash Sports.
There you go.
Okay, just saying. Well, my kid, he's all of a sudden last night and this morning.
Okay.
Badgering me about going to the tournament. I was like, where did this come from?
So does he want to go to the tournament, or does he want to go see a specific team?
No, he wants to go. He wants to go tomorrow.
He just wants to go to the tournament, period.
Yeah, he wants to go.
Okay.
Like, he's adamant. I was like, dude, could have given me a heads up. I didn't know you wanted to go this bad.
Okay. All right.
He is adamant.
He saw something that somebody said something. You never know. Never know.
So, yeah.
Had a dream. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he did. No, he's into baseball's his love, but he's into basketball too. So he's definitely. But he wants to go tomorrow. So you're right about that. If Kentucky loses tonight, it'll be a whole lot easier to get tickets.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's step away. We'll come back. Wrap up the first hour. Chris Sanders will begin the second hour with us. We'll have a good conversation with him. There is some news on the Titans front, but we'll come back. More of the McFarland Show next.
With 13 locations nationally, including Smyrna, Star Leasing Company is a semi-trailer one-stop shop and the perfect place to build a career as a semi-trailer mechanic. Seeking candidates with all levels of experience, Star Leasing Company has a semi-trailer technician trainee program with sign-on and quarterly bonuses and other opportunities such as $1,000 for having a yearly physical. The package also includes 401k with company match, health, dental, and vision insurance, competitive pay with weekly paychecks, and paid holidays and time off. Star Leasing Company, not your typical semi-trailer leasing company. Visit starleasing.com to learn more.
The 6th Annual Mid-State Classic is happening on March 15th at the Ridley Sports Complex in Columbia, Tennessee. And this year it's a doubleheader. For nearly a decade, the City of Columbia Parks and Rec Department has showcased the most highly attended women's college softball matchups in the state. The 6th Annual Mid-State Classic kicks off their doubleheader at 1 p.m. with the Bucks from Motlow State taking on the Chargers of Columbia State. Then at 5:30, the Austin Peay Lady Govs battle the Lady Vols of the University of Tennessee. Tickets to the 6th Annual Mid-State Classics are only $10 and are on sale now. Motlow State versus Columbia State. Austin Peay versus Tennessee. Wednesday, March 15th, starting at 1:30 at the Ridley Sports Complex in Columbia, Tennessee. For tickets and information to the 6th Annual Mid-State Classic, log on to columbiatn.com/Mid-State Classic or call 931-388-8119. That's 931-388-8119. The 6th Annual Mid-State Classic.
Bundling home and car insurance with Geico is so easy, your neighbors are probably already doing it. But who? They may drop little hints like,
beautiful day out. Even more beautiful since we saved by bundling our home and car insurance with Geico.
Or,
yard work is hard. Much harder than bundling with Geico, which was easy.
Or it may be even subtler, like,
speaking of burgers, we bundled our home and car insurance with Geico and saved a bunch of money.
Bundling is easy with Geico. Just ask your neighbors.
In uncertain times, you can be certain of this. The Salvation Army is serving those most in need with help and hope. Thanks to your donations, the Salvation Army is helping those affected by COVID-19, those who've lost wages, who have no home to retreat to, who need food, help with utilities, and most of all, hope. To see how you can continue to make a difference, Visit GiveWestwood.org. GiveWestwood.org.
Howdy, folks. I'm back to remind you about the best steakhouse in Music City, Bob's Steak and Chop House. The only place in Middle Tennessee to get A5 Wagyu steaks cooked to perfection. And when that special day rolls around to treat that special someone, make your reservation now at Bob's Steak and Chop House. From petite fillets to massive tomahawk ribeyes. When somebody asks where's the beef, you tell them Bob's Steak and Chop House. Make your Valentine's Day reservations now and treat the best in your life with the best in Nashville. Bob's Steak and Chop House at the Omni Nashville Hotel.
It's a Bill King Show.
Pac-12 football is a joke. It's a laughing stock. It has been left behind by Father Time a long time ago. It has not been prominent in a decade at least. And do you want to know why? God-forsaken leadership. That's why.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
Welcome back to the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin. Give them a call at 615-844-5600.
Tennessee on a 10-3 run right now, leading Missouri 16-9, midway point of the first half. Chris Sanders, forever Titans wide receiver, will join us to begin the second hour of the program. There is news on the Titans and their center. It looks like Ben Jones has been released.
Or is in the process of being released, or whatever it's, however they classify it.
This is what I'm surprised by. Not that they're releasing him.
That he didn't retire?
That it's not a retirement by Ben Jones. So that's what's surprising to me.
Well, maybe there's a cap game involved here. Like maybe you save more money if you release him versus him retiring. I'm not sure how all that works. I'm just suggesting maybe that plays a part, because there's no guarantee that he goes on to play anywhere else. He may very well still retire.
Could. Adam Thielen, the fine wide receiver for the Vikings.
Yeah, he's not going to retire.
He is not, and he's not going to be a Minnesota Vikings receiver, I don't believe.
No.
He is going to hit the free agency market. Is that somebody the Titans should be looking at?
I don't think so, no. That's my personal.
Okay, well, we can ask a former wide receiver coming up soon. Devin McCourty has decided to hang it up.
Man.
Will he join his brother Jason on the NFL Network?
I thought they have a podcast like everybody else on the planet at this point. So sure, why not? 12-year career, 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots.
Not too shabby.
No.
Broncos are going to release Chase Edmonds, or they have. He's going to save them almost $6 million against the cap. And the Dolphins, after scratching their head for a little bit, maybe kicking some tires, doing a little window shopping, have decided to pick up the 5th-year option on Tua. So that guarantees that he'll make $23 million in the 2024 season.
It also guarantees he's going to keep playing. There was some thoughts that maybe he wouldn't be coming back.
That's right. 16-13, Tennessee over Missouri, about 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. That will do it for our first hour. We'll come back and talk with Chris Sanders. We'll do that next here on the McFarland Show, Nashville Sports Radio.
On air and online, Sports Radio WNSR, Brentwood, Nashville.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. California regulators shut down Silicon Valley Bank. It's the nation's 16th largest bank. The FDIC, which insures deposits, has now taken over. ABC's Alexis Christoforous has more on why it collapsed.
Here's what happened. The bank failed after customers, mostly tech workers and venture capital-backed companies, began withdrawing their money all at the same time, and that created a run on the bank. Those tech investors have been hit really hard by rising interest rates, and so they were reportedly advised to pull money out of the bank to cover their expenses.
5 alleged cartel members in Mexico are now charged with the kidnapping of 4 Americans last week. In Matamoros, Mexico, 2 of the Americans were killed. Authorities say the cartel turned them in along with an apology note. but investigators are still trying to verify the note and if they are the suspects involved. Iran and Saudi Arabia have agreed to renew diplomatic relations 7 years after they severed ties reportedly brokered with the help of China. This is ABC News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Hey guys, it's Zach. Gear up for golf at Play It Again Sports in Brentwood and Hendersonville during their March golf sale. Swing in and stock up on their huge selection of new and gently used golf gear and equipment. During their month-long March golf sale, you save 10% on all gently used golf clubs. They have the trained staff to help you find the perfect set of golf clubs, a golf bag, golf balls, or a travel golf carry bag for the upcoming season. And they will also buy the golf gear you're no longer using. That's right, every day, all day, you can get cash on the spot for your underused golf gear. They also buy baseball, lacrosse, football, soccer, disc golf, plate weight, hockey gear, and the treadmill that is transformed into a clothes hanger. If you have gear you no longer use or doesn't fit, trade it in for either cash or for store credit towards your next purchase. And you can trust me, not only am I a spokesperson, but I'm a customer. You can always find me in the golf section over at the Hendersonville store. Check out Play It Again Sports in Brentwood and Hendersonville. Tell them your friend Zach over here at Nashville Sports Radio sent you. That's Play It Again Sports in Brentwood and Hendersonville.
Listen, you can't handle the truth. It's about to go off. Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare studios.
Just a bit outside.
Now back to the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Show me the money!
Call now at 615-844-5600.
Oh, righty there.
Now the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
Second hour on this Friday afternoon. Darren and Justin here with you. Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. By the way, you can watch us. Hello. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Cousin Devlin is alongside as well. Another hour to go. Let's bring in forever Titans wide receiver Chris Sanders from the Ohio State. Did you ever scream at Floyd Reese to show you the money or your agent?
Nah, he told me to give my money back. Told me to get the money back.
Oh, that's never good. That's never good.
Okay, first of all, before we start the conversation, man, I got a bone to pick with you again. You know, it started off bad already. You call me Blaine Bishop.
What? Did I?
You at least call me Lance Schulters or Algie Crumpler, somebody like that. But Blaine Bishop.
Oh, my bad. I thought I was texting Blaine. Well, was that you?
I mean, I'm a little taller than Blaine Bishop. I mean, I can still get on. I can get on the rides at Disney World. He can.
Wow. Remember this, Blaine? If you're listening, this is Chris
I'm
Sanders.
kidding, Blaine.
Dang.
Blaine's my favorite guy. He's the best safety ever at the Titans ever. I'm just kidding.
Wow, that was you should be in the secondary with Blaine with that back pedal.
Jeez.
Well, I've got a bone. Hey, how about this? I've got a bone to pick with you.
What?
Oh yeah, here we go. This is how we're going to start this. So, for everybody out there listening, Chris Sanders went on Fox 17 this week.
Oh, Justin, you spilled the beans.
Well,
Listen, you were on the air, okay?
Yeah, the television, the light was
Don't
on
come
that
at
says
me
on.
like I'm the one.
The red light was on. That means you're on
You
the air.
can't handle the truth. Man. It's recorded.
So, for everybody who didn't see his hit on Fox 17 mornings,
oh my God,
this is what Chris Sanders had to say.
So what's the likelihood that we lose Derrick Henry?
Maybe about a 90% chance.
90%?
I mean, see, you make him a hard job because he's the face of the franchise. He's the best player to ever come out of this organization. But we got to understand that he's 29. He's getting older in age. And Carthon wants to build a team like he wants to build it, and that's like he did it with the 49ers.
Speechless right now. Well, 20. I mean, yeah. When you say he's 29 and he's old.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it is the same thing with Eddie George. The situation with Eddie George. Everybody thought that Eddie George would never get cut, but all of a sudden he's playing with the Dallas Cowboys. You're like, what in the Sammy Hill is going on? Him in the Cowboys uniform.
I can't imagine the Titans without Derrick Henry.
But the same thing with Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson got 2,000 yards. But all of a sudden, he gets cut and he goes to the Jets?
Right now, Chris Sanders, you were a former Titan, so you were giving us some insight. You said earlier, some folks surprised by this, 90% chance that Derrick Henry does get traded.
It went up to 92%.
Okay.
He almost had us during the break.
Stop it. You went from 90% to 92%.
And this is after I spoke to him. This is after I told him. This is after I told him about himself.
From Justin McFarland.
I told him about himself right
Chris,
there in the room, and he went back on TV with that.
Give me your coffee, or is it your gin and juice? Pass me whatever you're drinking, and you went out there and said 92%.
Hey, no, it's actually 93 right now. I mean,
oh my gosh.
No, it's 93.
My goodness.
Hey. I'm not trying to cause cut, but we already know it's a business, and I know they're shopping around. I know I was joking and said it was 92, 93%, but at the end of the day, I mean, if a team comes and say, we'll give you a second or third round and give you one next year, it's just a part of the business. And I think the whole situation that's going on, I know when Derrick Henry kind of hears this, I don't think he'll be disappointed because he knows that it's a business, because it happened to Eddie George, it happened to Steve McNair, rest his soul, it happened to CJ, it happened to me, it happens to the best, it happened to Derek Mason, it happens to the best, it's just a part of the business.
So you really believe Derrick Henry will not be in the backfield this upcoming season?
I really don't think so. And the reason why I say that, and I'm not saying I'm right, but the reason why I kind of think that is because if you look at Carthon, Rand Carthon, the new general manager, look at the way he built the 49ers. He had three backs. He had McCaffrey, he had Wilson, he had Mitchell, and they combined with 13, I think it was 1,493 yards, and you didn't have to pay a lot of money for those three guys. But then you have Henry, who's making, I think it's $24 to $25 million a year, I can't remember. But, he had 1,500.
Derrick Henry? No, he's not making that. He's
I'm sorry, is it 17?
14.
14. Okay, $14 million a year. And he's one guy. So the reason why I say that Derrick Henry might not be here next year is because I think they're going to try to build the Carthon way, and he wants to put a stamp on this team. That's just my opinion.
Well, yeah, it's a pretty strong opinion if you went from 90 to 92% in the same Fox 17 Mornings hit.
Now it's 94.
Now it's 94%. So it's more than what you think. You absolutely think he's gone.
I do, and I hate to say that because the thing about it is I'm being careful with this. I know I'm being funny and everything, but sometimes you can't, especially your favorite player, we think with our heart because we're like, how in the world can the Tennessee Titans win without Derrick Henry? He's been the face of it. He's got 2,000 yards. He's great in the community. He's everything that you want in a player. But at the end of the day, what direction is Mike Vrabel and Carthon and Amy Shrunk want to go to? So I think that's why I think he's gone, because to be great, sometimes you got to blow things up and start from ground zero, and I think that they may do that.
Okay, so I've got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
What do you think was the biggest contributing factor to why Rand Carthon is the new Titans general manager?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think because he's a great communicator. And
no. I'm asking you. How did he get in this position? What do you think was the end-all, be-all for the guy he replaced, John Robinson?
Oh, you're trying to get me in trouble. I just think that
I'm just asking you. What do you think? Why do you think John got fired, Chris?
I think it was a power struggle. I mean, if you look at it in the draft when they let A.J. Brown go, watch Mike Vrabel's body language. I mean, he almost punched the door because he was so mad.
Yeah.
And I think that was the key reason why J. Rob was gone, because there was a power struggle, and when you have two guys that are two bulldogs, something's got to give. And I think with Rand Carthon, I think he's more calm. I think he's willing to listen. And in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I think J. Rob didn't want to listen to everybody else's opinion. He said, "I'm gonna do it my way or the highway." And I think that's kind of what it is, because it just doesn't make any sense to where in February you give J. Rob a new contract to say he's doing everything that you want him to do. Then all of a sudden, after the Philadelphia game, he gets fired. There's something in between that makes me believe that there's a power struggle, and that's why J. Rob was gone.
And that's fine, but we still have middle ground together on this. And the middle ground is, let's be honest, the A.J. Brown trade was the final straw. That was, and then that game happened, right? And then that was it.
Yeah.
So, so you think, and by the way, A.J. Brown was the second most popular player on the team.
Absolutely.
Behind whom?
Derrick Henry.
Yeah. So you think A.J. Brown, the second most popular player being traded away, cost the GM the job, and the new GM's going to come in and trade away the most popular player on the team?
I think that, but I think in this situation, this is just me now. I think they're basically on the same page in that decision. If you look at J. Rob and Mike Vrabel, they weren't on the same page, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because Mike Vrabel said this. He says, as long as I'm the head coach, this is talking about A.J. Brown now. He says, as long as I'm the head coach, you're going to be on this team. But then all of a sudden you have J. Rob saying, you know what, I'm giving you $16 million and you can make up to $20 million with incentives. So there's two guys that are not on the same page, and that's why it caused a power struggle. Now, let me flip it to Derrick Henry. They may be on the same page. Say, you know what, we're shopping him around to see what we can get in picks or whatever they need to do. So that's why I think it's a little different between Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown.
Do you think Rand Carthon and the Titans should have interest in Adam Thielen? Is that somebody that would interest you at all?
I would say no. It's because if you look at Thielen, he's a great possession receiver. We need to get fast. I mean, we don't need no more possession receivers. We got Kyle Phillips, we got Burks that can prove himself, but we need somebody to stretch the field. And the guy that I really like in free agent wise is Hardeman or Jacoby Myers. Those guys can flat out get up and go. So if we can get somebody with speed. Listen, I'm tired of seeing a 15-yard pass or a 20-yard pass. I want to see some home runs. I want to see a 76-yard pass, an 83-yard pass, and make those explosive plays that we had when A.J. Brown was here. We got to get faster on the perimeter, and I just think that Thielen is a great possession receiver, one of the best, but I just think that we need some speed on the perimeter.
The Titans have officially, by the way, they just tweeted that out within last minute or two.
Okay.
So thank you, Ben Jones, for everything. So saying goodbye to Ben Jones.
You're out of here.
So look, they may have not almost. They may have a brand new offensive line.
Yeah.
Next season.
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to be Pierre, and that's it.
How do you make that work, where you're basically bringing in an entire new offensive line?
I mean, you're going to have to make it work. I mean, the one thing they're definitely going to have to do, they're going to have to get a veteran guy. I mean, because the veteran guy on the team now is who is it? Is it Petit Ferrer? I mean, from the Ohio State University. I mean, he's the one that had the most playing time with all those guys. So you're going to have to get somebody like McClinchy from the 49ers. I don't know how much he's going to want. Orlando Brown from the Chiefs. You're going to have to figure out and get a veteran guy that knows how to do it, like Ben Jones. Ben Jones wasn't the biggest guy, the most physical guy, but he knew exactly what he was doing. They're going to have to bring somebody in here that sets the tone, that understand how it is to play offensive line. But if you have a whole bunch of young guys that are trying to figure it out, it can be a recipe for disaster.
Chris, Devin McCourty retired today from the Patriots.
He's like 70, ain't he?
Hey, listen, he played a minute. And the question, and there's a lot of people who think maybe Ben Jones is going to retire, even though he's been released today. There's some people who think he may not come back. Chris, as somebody who's been around this game a long time and known a lot of guys, how do you know when it's time to not come back?
Yeah, when you start at your career and you have an afro, and then all of a sudden your hairline goes back, that's when you know it's time to retire. That's when you know.
And all of a sudden, you're the old man at the club. You're like,
you're looking in the mirror like, man, my hair thinning. But on a serious note, this is how you know when it's time to retire. Is when you get up in the morning and it gets harder and harder. Your mind is telling you I can do it. Your mind is saying I can run a 4.3. Your mind is saying I can take the hits. But physically, you just can't do it. I mean, when I knew it was over is when I got cut from the Titans because I was hurt. I hurt my back, and then I went to Cleveland. I knew it was over when I got timed in a 40 down in Cleveland, and I ran a 4.8. I said, okay, I can't do this anymore because that was one of my prime assets of me playing football is my speed. So my mind was telling me I could run a 4.3. My mind was telling me I can catch a pass, but at the end of the day, physically, I really couldn't do it.
Yeah, your mind couldn't do what you knew was the right thing. Your body just wouldn't cooperate, and so at that point, it was time to go with that. So
it really was.
So now that the Titans have released their center, and now they're looking for a left tackle and all these other pieces here, are you more convinced now that this team will stay at 11 and pick an offensive lineman, or are you now more convinced this team will trade down and try to get more selections?
No, they're going to have to get an offensive lineman. I mean, I know there's a lot of good players, especially a running back and also a wide receiver. Mm-hmm. But you can have a great wide receiver, a great quarterback. But if you don't have the base of your team, the foundation of your team was offensive line, then you're going to struggle. They have to pick a guy like Peter Skornarski from Northwestern, then also Paris Johnson from the Ohio State University. That can be the pillar of your offensive line because if you go out and get a whole bunch of skilled guys, a great running back, a guy from Texas or a guy from Gibbs from Alabama, you get those guys, but you don't have an offensive line. Those rookies are going to really struggle because you don't have the foundation, which is the offensive line. You got to build that first.
Chris, you are uniquely situated to answer this question. I'm trying to figure out what I think about Jalen Hyatt from Tennessee. Clearly, he's got all the physical attributes. My issue, this is my internal conflict, is that Tennessee runs this hurry up, confuse offense. And a lot of the touchdowns and the big plays we've seen from him, a lot of it was blown coverage because of the way that Tennessee, and that's not Jalen Hyatt's fault. And not to say he hasn't made big plays in one-on-one up against guys. I'm not trying to say that at all.
Right,
I'm just trying to say that there's a lot of plays where he was wide open, okay, and running away from people, and that's fantastic. How can the scouts and the GMs evaluate guys when they play in wide open offenses versus an offense that runs the ball a little bit more, is more run dominated here? How does that play into where you're drafted or what teams think about you?
What I would do is, because I love to watch receivers, I like to watch them on film. The one thing that Hyatt has, he has speed. I mean, he runs a 4.3, and probably in his individual, he's probably going to run a 4.2. But here's the thing reason why I would stay away from him a little bit is he really did get press coverage. And when you start to get to the second level, you got to learn how to get the guy off the spot, lie with your eyes, chest over knees, all those things that he really didn't have to do. And I agree with you 100%. He was running wide open because it was blown coverages. And I'm going to say this in a respectful way, but he kind of reminds me of a guy I can't remember what year he got drafted, but Tyrone Calico. Tyrone Calico was a fast guy. He can run. He can stretch the field.
Big,
but when it came
6'4",
big,
230,
ginormous.
yes, sir.
Yes, everything, all the intangibles. But when it came to getting off the press, when it came to have chest over your knees or getting a guy off the spot, all those things, he struggled and he couldn't do it. So that's why he didn't last in the league. But when you get a guy like a Zay Flowers from Boston College or, Jordan Addison from USC, guys like that understand how to get off the press, understand what coverages are, understand how to, set the guy up at the line of scrimmage, then now I would take a chance. But with Hyatt, I would, if he dropped down to the second round, that's where I'll take the chance on him because he's still raw.
Finish up with this. What do you think about today's athlete that uses, social media as kind of a negotiating tool? Like the new trend is like you get mad at the organization, your employer, and you scrub yourself on social media like you don't exist, right, with them. Like Jeffrey Simmons has done this, and we know A.J. Brown did, Kyler Murray did it. This is the new thing that athletes do, right? Like, I'm mad at you, so I'm taking down all my pictures and my profile. that I exist with you. What do you think about that?
I don't like it. It's just a new form of I'm pouting. That's basically what it is. Is I'm basically pouting. I got my lip poked out because it's not going out where I want. And I'm saying this too. He deserves his money, but do it the right way, because what you're doing, this is out of character of Simmons. And the reason why I say it's out of character, because last year when he wanted a new contract, he showed up to practice, but he kept all his stuff. He kept all his stuff on there. But then now you get to this year. Now it's like I'm taking all my stuff down, and I'm shutting down Instagram, I'm shutting down Twitter, and I'm shutting down Facebook. Why is that? It's because basically you're saying is I'm going to pout a little bit so I can get my way, and that's exactly what's happening. It's kind of like playing basketball on the court. When somebody makes you mad, I'm taking my ball. I mean, you just don't want to do that. Handle it the right way. If they sign you, they sign you. If they don't, they don't. Because at the end of the day, Darren, he's going to get his money. He might get it here. He might get it somewhere else. But do it the right way. But don't just get on social media and say, I'm mad at you and take down all your stuff. Come on.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I just don't understand. Like,
I don't like it.
By the way, he earned his stripes with it. Not that they needed this, but you just gave a great example. He showed up to camp. He wasn't participating, but he was there. So he wasn't a holdout, right? He was just kind of a holdout from being on the practice field. He wasn't a holdout. Then he played hurt. He talked about that after the season, right? Like how much he was getting shot up, what he played through pain. So that tells the organization a lot. That's doing things the right way. Lamar Jackson did the other thing, Chris. He's like, you guys haven't paid me. You haven't given me a new contract. You know what? I'm just shutting it down. I'm not going to play. I'm done.
I just don't agree with it. I mean, I agree with you 100%. What you're saying is I just don't agree how they're doing it. That's why social media is a good thing and social media is a bad thing. And when you start to use it, and I'm not saying they're actually doing this, but when you're using it to be selfish, then that's when I kind of disagree with it. If I'm a Simmons or if I'm Lamar Jackson, I'm going to the general manager. I'm going to Ray Carthon and say, listen, I want to be a Titan. I want to be here. I love it here. My family loves it here. Let's get this done. Let's don't fight in the media and have media wars like A.J. Brown did, last year. Let's be grown men. What we got to do is we got to tell our emotions to shut up. Tell all that stuff that's going on to shut up, and let's go in this meeting room and let's knock this out, me and you, Imano a mano, and let's get a deal done.
I got to be honest. I've known you since you were a player, since you were with the Titans. We were doing radio shows when you were at the Titans, and you were absolutely Mr. Sunshine, rainbows and ponies and unicorns and cotton candy, and the glass is half full. And, man, you have totally turned into get off my lawn, old man. And I love it. I freaking love it. I can't believe it. Now your glass is like half empty. Like, I don't even know who you are anymore. This is so weird. You are like get off my lawn guy, which makes me proud.
No, I've been eating my spinach. I mean, I turned it. Wow. No, I always want to be respectful to everybody because I respect everybody's game. But, if I'm going to do this, I have to tell the truth in a respectful way. That's all. I'm going to be very respectful.
Chris Sanders, he's all grown up. He's all grown up, man.
But I'm still mad at you for calling me Lance Schulters, though. I'm kind of pretty.
I haven't used that one yet, but that's a good one.
And then you said Algie Crumpler. I mean, I called you John Belushi.
You did call me John Belushi.
And then I call Justin. I called him Rock. What? Or Uncle Phil.
I mean, I could have called you Andre Woolfolk.
That's messed up.
Oh, just don't call me Seal the singer or like Gary Coleman or somebody. I'm a little prettier than that.
Chris, appreciate it as always. Have a great weekend.
Man, always. Hey, you guys take care. Thank you.
All right, that is Chris Sanders, Forever Titans wide receiver. Good stuff. All right, we'll come back. Tennessee up 28-27, 29-27. Free throw made, 28 seconds to go in the first half. More of the McFarland Show next.
What happens to your decision-making when you drink? Well, after one drink, you feel confident. A few more, and calling your ex at 1 a.m. seems like a great idea. And you're pretty sure the secret to a great taco is 4-day-old macaroni. The bottom line, drunk you doesn't make great decisions. So you're risking a DUI or worse if you count on him to get you home. Plan before you party. Get home safe. Paid for by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
Located at 5410 Murfreesboro Road in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers is one-stop shopping for all your liquor, beer, and wine needs and has been a multiple winner annually in the Best of Rutherford County voting for Best Liquor Store and Top Wine Shop. Featuring the lowest prices, the best customer service with unsurpassed knowledge, City Slickers offers the largest craft beer selection in Rutherford and southeastern Davidson counties and has beer on tap at its Growler filling station. City Slickers also sells mixers, sodas, snacks, tobacco products, and the Tennessee Lottery, and can place special orders and assist with all your events and even wedding planning. Make sure you follow City Slickers on all their social media or just give them a call at 615-280-7469. That's 615-280-7469. Located in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
Welcome to Smashville. Join us at Bridgestone Arena coming up Thursday, March 16th for St. Patrick's Day as your Nashville Predators take on the Chicago Blackhawks. Make sure you purchase the special St. Patty's Day pack. It's presented by Corner Pub and it's available now at NashvillePredators.com/tickets. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets. The pack includes 2 tickets to the game, $20 in Nash cash, and $1 lucky 1 Scotch ales at downtown Corner Pub, starting at just $129. Let's go Preds!
This is the Greg Pogue and John Burton Show.
I bought a piano for Grace, okay, when she was like 12 years old, and she was really good. Just to get the piano out of the house, and I couldn't sell it. Do you know who I gave it to? Kelly Holcomb.
Did you really?
For his daughter, who's now the leading scorer at Lipscomb women's basketball.
Greg Pogue and News Channel 5's John Burton, WNSR. Nashville Sports Radio.
Sports fans, in case you missed any part of the McFarland Show, log on to WNSR.com for all the McFarland Show replays and archives.
Tennessee leading at half. What is it? 33-30?
I think so, yes. I think they hit a 3-pointer at the buzzer here. I'm watching it go. Yep, they did. 33-30. Tennessee with the lead at halftime.
Tennessee also has 29-13 at rebounding edge on Missouri.
Boy, and they're only up 3. With that kind of rebounding edge.
Yeah.
They're only up 3. That's not a great sign.
Nate asked us about the ejection of Josiah Jordan James. Well, I don't see. Well, obviously, we're trying to do a show and watch and do an interview and watch, and I don't see anywhere where he's been ejected.
We're not watching the game as much as we are occasionally looking up at the game here in the studio.
I saw him on the sidelines. Looked like he was in foul trouble, but I don't see where he's been ejected.
Apparently, he got a technical earlier in the game, is what it would seem. And then, there was some talk about whether or not a flagrant may have turned into an ejection or something. But either way it goes, it seems like he's still in the game. Tennessee's up by 3. So we'll, second half to come.
Titans have made a big signing. I don't know if you've seen this.
They've made a signing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What have they done?
They have given Morgan Cox an extension.
Morgan Cox.
Yep. A 1-year extension.
Big time.
How about
Big
that?
time. What does he do?
He's a long snapper. Long snapper.
Yes, I know.
Rand has been hard at work. Long snapper gets a year.
Listen, he was a good long snapper.
He was.
Pro bowler.
He was.
You know,
He was good, yeah.
I mean, good player, good piece. Gotta have a piece.
I'll sell some tickets.
I mean, well, I'll tell you what. He may not sell tickets, but he's the kind of guy that people will stop buying tickets if it doesn't work. You know, if you got long snaps going awry, that'll get you, that'll lose you some games.
We talked about Ben Jones has been released. He failed the physical. Mike Vrabel put out a statement on behalf of the organization. I want to thank Ben for his time here with the Titans. He embodied a lot of the qualities we talk about when we describe a Titans player. He was a great teammate. His toughness was off the charts, and he has a leadership quality that was earned through the relationships he built and the dedication to the game he showed to his teammates. Now, that was a John Robinson signing, right?
Yes.
And that
2016.
was one of his better ones, to be honest.
Yes, free
From the
agency
Texans.
signing from
Yeah,
the Texans.
from the
Yeah,
Texans.
came over center, played a lot of great important games. Really was helping to rebuild that offensive line. Was, you know, obviously the center, very important position there on that line.
I have been seeing a lot of tweets from Taylor Lewan out in Vegas. I don't know if you've been seeing this.
Oh yeah.
Out there doing stuff with the UFC
Whatever.
and Dana White.
Whatever.
Does this sound like a guy who's getting geared up for a new team, new contract?
Listen, could he be pounding away at, is he still, maybe he's still rehabbing, so we're not ready for to turn it on like that yet, because it's a 6 month, 6-8 month, rehab or whatever. So maybe he's not time to do that yet.
I mean, I know everybody gets. Again, I've said it many times. I know it just takes one team to get desperate. Be like, yeah, we'll do it. I just don't see anybody giving him a contract that will make him want to come back and do this again and get his body right. And get past all this stuff. I just don't see it. I've been pretty consistent. I just think he's going to retire. But, again, it only takes one desperate team.
It takes just one somebody who feel like, we need to sign this guy for PR or for whatever. I mean, who knows the motivation?
Him for, what it's going to take to get him back out on the field, it ain't going to be for PR. You're going to have to give him a good chunk of change.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
Would not be the first time.
615-844-5600 is how you get in touch with us. Let's go to Mike. Mike, you're up next. Welcome in.
All right. Well, the Tennessee player, he got a technical. Missouri actually was called for over and back, and a Missouri player went ahead and shot it, and Jones just put his hand right in his face. So they reviewed it and gave him a T.
So they gave him a T. He's not been ejected. Okay.
No. As far as I know, no.
Well, I haven't seen anything, so that makes sense.
Hey, Justin, when I was in Minnesota, had a A.J. Hilton sighting.
Yes, sir. He's up there at the CBS affiliate. Yes, sir.
Yes, he is. Hey, as far as all these the experts, Lenardi and Palm, some of it, and I've done some research myself. I think I told you the other day. I've looked up Mississippi State's out-of-conference schedule, and they do have two good wins, Marquette and TCU in the Big 12 Challenge, which Vanderbilt was not invited to go to. But other than that, their whole schedule is Mississippi Valley State and Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, and look at I went back and looked at Vanderbilt. They played. You look at the teams they played. I think 4 or 5 of them won their conference between St. Mary's, VCU, Morehead State, who they blew out. So the whole having 21, 22, 23 wins, that's out the window. I think they pretty much did away with that years ago when I think Florida used to always schedule cupcakes. So hopefully they'll look at the big picture. We do need a good win tonight. Would help a lot. But I don't know whether they're so in love with Mississippi State. They look terrible today.
Well, those 2 wins that you talked about are pretty darn good wins.
Vanderbilt Vanderbilt had a good win over Pittsburgh, and I mean, just two wins. Just not. What place did they finish in the SEC? They tied for 9th.
Yeah.
And so did Arkansas. Vanderbilt tied for 4th.
Yeah. No, I don't look. They've changed this a lot over the years, and so I'm still trying to get used to what they're looking at now, net rankings and all this stuff. And
Lenardi's in love with the Mountain West. Utah State and Nevada. I looked at they played one ranked team all year. They played San Diego State. I tell you that, but one of them did play, I think, Kansas State. But other than that, they played nobody. They didn't go out of conference to play a Power 5 school. So what makes that conference so great? Because San Diego State's in it? I don't get that.
Yeah, I don't get it on a lot of them either. The bottom line is they got to take care of business tonight. We all know it.
Yeah.
They got to win.
I was cheering against. If MTSU would have won today, that would have been one spot because Florida Atlantic's going to make it regardless. So and MTSU just missed pulling off the upset there. So
yeah, I guess that's a good point. I mean, now that I think of, that was brought up earlier in the show. That's a good point because you're right. Florida Atlantic's getting in no matter what, so they're going to get an at-large.
Right, just like if East Carolina would have upset Houston today, Houston's getting in.
Yep, right.
So, hey, last thing I got, Nashville is a great host for the SEC tournament. I don't know why they did Tampa last year. Great host. I heard on another station yesterday about Nashville getting everything. Maybe we'll get the football championship, the SEC offices, and they also mentioned the baseball tournament. I strongly disagree with that. Hoover does a great job with the baseball tournament. Hoover went out of their way. SEC said you got to do this, you got to have an indoor facility, you got to have practice fields, you got to add more RV park, and they did it. It's a great setup down there. So I hope it never moves from there.
Well, I don't know where they would play here because of what you said, the parameters that you have to have. I don't know where would they host that? Where would they do that to accommodate what they need to pull off that tournament? I don't see it here currently.
They would try to play the Sounds. That make the Sounds be out of town for 2 or 3 weeks though. That's what used to happen in Omaha with the World Series. That's why they finally got their own stadium out there.
Right. There's people don't realize there's 2 ballparks out there in Omaha.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I just don't see it here. That one I would agree with you. I'd push back. I don't see the other stuff. I mean, I think the SEC offices will be here pretty soon. Nashville's going to be their hub, but they'll probably keep the baseball tournament in Hoover.
All right, and you're going out to Omaha this year with your team?
I am. Can't wait.
That'll be quite a trip. I've actually, a couple times I went out there, I took my umpire uniform and umpired some games out there.
Did you umpire Slump Buster?
I think it was, yeah.
Okay.
They had tons of tournaments going on.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. It's huge. I mean, it is their like Super Bowl, like it's like a 3-week window, and it is Omaha's biggest 3 weeks in the entire calendar year. Those 3 weeks in June.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully the Commodores will be there. You can go watch them.
Oh man, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Real quick, why the SEC would go to Tampa, as Mike just mentioned, he said he didn't know why they would go to Tampa. There's 3 things real quick. Busch Gardens in Tampa is a big incentive for a lot of the conference, their families and things like that, where they go, the fans as well. The golfing, as I mentioned before, they've got golf courses and beaches and things like that. Also, today's high in Nashville is beautiful day. It's 52. It's 80 degrees currently in Tampa. So if you're wondering why would they go to Tampa, I'm not saying Tampa's better than Nashville. I'm not trying to start nothing. I'm just answering the question.
Well, but that's fine. But they don't draw like they do here.
Again,
it is about the fans.
I'm not trying. The fans, I got you.
They just don't draw. Look, I've gone to other SEC tournaments.
Yeah,
I went to Georgia Dome many times over the years. That was a joke, but they did it in the Dome, and so they could get more people attend it than anywhere else. I get that, but it was a horrible basketball atmosphere. I've been in New Orleans to the Superdome and seen the SEC tournament there. Same thing.
Yeah.
You're playing in a football stadium.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have the same feel to it. I haven't been to Tampa. I haven't been to Amalie Arena for the SEC basketball tournament.
Listen, and I know they changed it, but there was a reason why the
Did
NFL.
they go to St. Louis one year?
I think so. There's a reason why the NFL held the Pro Bowl in Hawaii for years, and it wasn't for audience attendance.
Yeah, no.
It was a vacation for the players and for the NFL corporate executives and all the King's horsemen and men who wanted to go out to Honolulu for a week.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Still think it's a bad idea.
Got you. As long as we understand each other, I'm just trying to say.
Well, it really doesn't matter because we know they're locked in here for a long time.
They're locked in.
Let's go to Dr. Detroit. Dee, what's up?
Hey, Governor, how are you today?
Good.
Good. Yeah, I couldn't figure out that Tampa deal either. I mean, we've been hitting grand slams from the NHL All-Star to the NFL Draft and get NASCAR awards. I mean, God, I'm eating it up. I'm so proud of this city. So proud of this city, of what we've accomplished and gotten. The only thing is, like I mentioned before, I think we talked about this, Darren. I can't remember, but so that they have went ahead and improved for the new Titan Stadium. But I would like, if there's still talk, has there been recent talks?
Yeah.
About
So
MLB?
About what?
MLB.
MLB. Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
No, there is not. I'm sorry. Well, then I'll just drop that. But a subject I will bring up, and I just still can't get over. Mr. Chase, I'm getting off track. I'm going NASCAR. Chase Elliott, the most popular driver, son of Bill Elliott. You're going to take a chance and jeopardize all your sponsorships and go snowboarding, and look what happened to him.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, really? What was he thinking? I mean, your corporates, I mean, I don't get it. I mean, I know they have very little time before they have to start testing and all that stuff. I don't think they even get 2.5 months break off, but you couldn't have done that during your 2.5 month break. I mean, he's not my favorite driver, and I'm complaining about it. It's just, it's poor sportsmanship. It's not being a good figure, you know, to any kids or anybody else that are Chase Elliott fans. It just blows my mind. But anyway, enough that. Go Vanderbilt. Let's hope for another. You know, me being Dr. Detroit, I am a Louisville Cardinal. I cannot stand the Ashley Judd's Kentucky Blues. But anyway, go Vandy, and hope we have a good outcome this weekend.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Should be fun. Thank you, Dee.
See you guys.
Let's do this. Let's step away. We'll come back. Take a quick break. Come back. More of the McFarland Show here on Nashville Sports Radio.
Say, for the ones who get it done, Grainger is offering high-quality supplies and solutions for every single industry, as well as access to product specialists who have the knowledge and the experience to answer your toughest questions. Plus, their commitment to being your safety partner can help you keep your facility safe and your people even safer. So, call, click, Grainger.com, or just stop on by. Grainger.com.
For the ones finding new ways to ensure the job always gets done. For the ones wearing many hats. For the ones who are hands-on, even from far away. And the ones keeping business moving forward. We are Grainger, offering professional-grade industrial supplies, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to answer your toughest questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There's a weekend in July where the baseball world revolves around a village in upstate New York. Baseball Hall of Fame induction weekend in Cooperstown is an unforgettable experience filled with family-friendly activities and priceless moments. Make your plans today for July 21st through the 24th for the induction of Fred McGriff and Scott Rowland as the class of 2023. Visit baseballhall.org today for the entire schedule. See you in Cooperstown, where the journey becomes legend.
I'm here at the Big Game headquarters, Total Wine and More, scoring huge savings on the perfect bourbon, local craft beer.
Forgetting something?
Oh yeah, Cabernet, seltzers, and so many low prices.
Valentine's Day is right after.
Whoa. New game plan.
You got this. Total Wine can help you score the perfect bubbly, too.
Thank you. I would have been so...
You sure would have.
Your big game headquarters. Love what you find, always at the lowest price. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. B21.
Milk, eggs, $42. Ma'am, you okay?
Need bucks? With Jackson Hewitt, don't wait weeks for the IRS to send your tax refund. Come in now for up to $3,500 with a no-interest, no-fee refund advance loan when you file your taxes. That's up to $3,500 today. Don't let high prices get you down. When every dollar matters, it matters who does your taxes. So get to Jackson Hewitt today. For eligible clients, loans by Republic Bank and Trust Company. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
What's your next dream? Paying off your credit card, remodeling your kitchen, exploring the rainforests of Costa Rica? Whatever your dreams, they take some planning. And State Farm agent Austin Hardy is right here in the Middle Tennessee community to lend a hand. As your local good neighbor, he can help you look at the things you want to save for and come up with a plan to make those saving goals happen. Because your money should work just as hard as you to achieve your dream. So whether it's being free of debt or free to roam the world, call State Farm agent Austin Hardy here in the Middle Tennessee community. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
If you were going to hire Tim Kelly, they've been done for over a month. I mean, that would have already been done. This is where you scoured the ends of the earth and you just went in-house because if you look at it, the OCs, they've been coming from within on Mike Vrabel's staff. What happened? What happened?
I mean, I don't know. There could be a lot of different things that happen. I'm not
The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin on Nashville Sports Radio WNSR.
You're listening live from the Strike and Spare Studios, downtown Music City. It's the McFarland Show.
Rolling along on this Friday afternoon. You know, going off what TD said about Chase Elliott.
Yeah.
I get. One, I'm shocked that's not in his contract that he can even do that.
He has a non-injury waiver.
A non-injury waiver.
Yeah, that's in his contract here.
And what does that mean?
It means from what I gather here, and I'm just now learning about it myself, really. From what I gather, it would seem it would allow him to do things outside of the outside of NASCAR that could bring him injury without penalty from his sponsors or from NASCAR.
Wow, I might want to rethink that contract.
I mean,
might be a little too late now, but
for those who missed it, Chase Elliott went snowboarding and broke his leg. He had surgery. He'll be out for 6 weeks. This is according to NASCAR.com. Like, can't get any more official than that.
It is amazing to do that during the season. I know their season is long and they don't get much time off, but golly.
Yeah, so they're looking for a substitute driver for the next 6 weeks. They've identified a couple of guys that are going to give a shot here.
Tennessee, Missouri knotted up at 39, about 3 minutes in to the second half. 39-39. So if people haven't been looking at the teams who have already punched their ticket in, I've got that list.
Okay. We've got the automatic bids here.
Yep. So Kennesaw State has won the ASUN.
Okay.
They're in.
To them.
Montana State is your Big Sky champ.
There you go.
They're in. UNC Asheville is the winner of the Big South.
Okay.
College of Charleston.
Ah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They're in.
Not their first time.
Not their first time. Northern Kentucky from the Horizon League, as we know. Talked about that. That was what, Darren Horn, right? Was
yes.
that Darren Horn?
Yes.
Let's see. Drake is in from the Missouri Valley.
Also not their first time.
Nope. Fairleigh Dickinson is in because by default, Merrimack is not eligible from the Northeast Conference. We know Southeast Missouri State won the OVC, which was a surprise.
Yes.
Colgate is in the Patriot League.
Also not their first time.
Nope. Furman in from the Southern.
Yeah.
Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, is in the Southland Conference. They're in. Oral Roberts is in Summit League. Louisiana, the Sun Belt.
Yep.
Gonzaga.
Usual suspects.
Yep, Gonzaga from the West Coast.
Darren, let me ask you this. And, we both have been watching the tournament now for decades. Do you think it's important that new blood gets in here every now and again? Because the teams, 90% of the teams you just named, get these automatic bids, it feels like all the time. So, is it healthy to get some guys you've never heard of, in here, even if it's a blowout game, even if they get blown out by Duke or whoever in the first round? Is it healthy to get somebody in, like Georgia State had that good run, whatever it was, a couple years ago.
Yep.
And, haven't seen them since and, don't know anything. But that was neat to see, because Georgia State's not in every year. So that was kind of cool. I just feel like it's a lot of the same players that just reshuffle the lineup.
I don't think so. I mean, you think about it. There's been, don't forget the Loyola Chicago. I mean, Final Four.
Yeah.
Sister Jean.
Yeah, but
they actually ended up coming back. I mean, it was a one-off.
Yeah.
They did it for a couple years.
Yeah.
You had Florida Gulf Coast, got their guy, the USC job from that run.
From the run, yeah.
Okay. You had George Mason go to the Final Four.
I remember that.
I know that was a while ago. That's probably, 20 years ago?
At least 15.
Well, 15 years ago, something like that. I'm just saying we've had cool runs. We've had the teams, Kent.
Well,
Kent State has made their run.
They don't even have to make runs. It's just seeing something like when MTSU made their run a couple years ago. That was really neat to watch. And I know it's a local team.
They won a game. It was a huge upset.
Yeah.
Massive.
But even for that,
I'm talking about actual
game.
runs.
Oh, okay.
Not like just a one-off upset win.
Okay, well.
Like an actual run to the Elite Eight or Final Four.
Okay. You're talking about the run.
Or Sweet 16. I mean,
Yeah.
When you get to the Sweet 16, that's,
you won at least 2 games there.
Yeah,
and so
that's a big deal.
Kind of establish yourself.
And then sometimes it's Sweet 16 from Dayton.
Yeah.
That's happened too.
With the playing games.
VCU.
Yeah.
When everybody told him, you don't belong.
Yeah.
Butler did it. You don't belong. Don't forget Butler.
Oh, man.
Butler went all the way to the national championship game.
And got their coach millions of dollars.
Yeah, he's got him an NBA job.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yes.
Now a front office job.
Yes.
All right, let's step away and come back and wrap up the Friday edition and the week of the McFarland Show next.
As a professional realtor in Nashville for more than 40 years, Richard Courtney is one of the city's top-ranked real estate brokers. He's also the author of 2 books and the real estate columnist for the Nashville Ledger. What does all of this mean to you as a home buyer or seller? Expert knowledge, guidance, and trust. Give Richard Courtney a call today at 615-300-8189. That's 615-300-8189 or online at richardcourtney.com.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
At Total Wine & More, save big on what you love this month with hundreds of deals. Get up to 35% off over 100 different wines and spirits, including Cabernet, sparkling wine, single barrel bourbon, and so much more. These savings are huge, and even better, they're on top of prices that are already the lowest in town. Deals this good don't last long, so visit Total Wine & More to find yours. Love what you find at the lowest price, only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, B21.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop.
Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey Nashville, start your day the right way with Bongo Java Cafe, located in the lobby of the Omni Nashville Hotel. Bongo Java is Nashville's oldest local coffee company. Get your day started with a freshly baked muffin and wash it down with a hot cup of dark roast or hair of the dog blend. With free Wi-Fi, you can get some work done while enjoying a toasted breakfast sandwich. Beat the traffic, treat yourself at Bongo Java Cafe, located in the lobby of the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown Music City.
Jim Rome is here weekdays 11 to 2 on Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR.
Give the show a couple of weeks. You're not going to like it. Nobody likes this show the first time they heard it. My wife hated the show. I married her. Give it 2 weeks. If after 2 weeks you can honestly say to me, you know what? I listened every day for 2 weeks, and the truth is, I hate you more now than I did the first day. Then I'm going to be man enough to say to you, you know what? You probably aren't that smart.
Jim Rome, 11 to 2 on Nashville's original sports radio, WNSR.
The McFarland Show, streaming live from inside the Strike and Spare studios. Here's Darren and Justin.
Well, it looks like Tennessee and Missouri are just going to battle back and forth. Should be a good game. 14.5 to go in that one. Tied at 44.
Yeah. Missouri has not gone away.
No, they're not.
Missouri
they're not
is very interested in winning this basketball game.
Very much so.
And now they lead.
Yeah. After Alabama got the action started today, just whooping up on Mississippi State. They beat down Mississippi State, cruised to their victory. And, of course, they will sit and await the winner of this game, and that will start the action tomorrow at Bridgestone Arena for the SEC tournament. Tonight, it'll be Texas A&M and Arkansas to get the nightcap going, and then it'll be Vanderbilt and Kentucky. So that game will probably be, I don't know, probably tip around 8:30, probably.
Around
8:30?
Depending.
Nashville time? Yeah, you're right. Depends on what happens.
Listen, this game go to overtime, and, you know.
Be a little late-night basketball.
Pushes everything back.
46-46 right now. Last night, the Predators were in Arizona, and they fell to the Coyotes 4-1.
Is this a bad loss, Darren? With the and I say that with the state that the team is now in, after all the trades and everything that's happened, clearly, you know, according to the records and all the numbers, Arizona is not supposed to be as good as the Predators. Is this a bad loss? Well,
they didn't play well, and they probably got what they deserved, right? Roman Josi, the captain, said afterwards, the first half of the game, they were just not good.
Yeah,
they were offensively challenged last night. Believe it or not, as bad as the Coyotes are, they've actually been good in Mullet Arena. By the way, 4,600, I think, was the attendance.
Well,
it's like a college atmosphere.
It sounds low, but that's about all they can hold.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So, but the point is, they've been good there, believe it or not. That's where they have been good.
Okay.
So I guess they've liked that raucous atmosphere. They've been playing good there of late, too. They've been beating up on teams. They beat up on St. Louis the previous home game before the Preds.
The loss is not as bad as it seems.
Well, it's bad whenever you need wins.
Yeah,
you got to beat Arizona, but it didn't happen. All right, enjoy your weekend, man. We are going to have so much to digest on Monday. That'll do it for us. We'll see you on Monday starting at 2.